You ready? All right. So if the community would have had people like the ISUPK to call, to go ahead and discuss these type of issues where something like that happened, where a brother stole a book bag or a bag of chips or something else, right. There wouldn't be situations like Khalif Browder, where he was shot. I mean, not shot, but he was incarcerated unjustly and unknowingly, right? Without any type of vindication afterwards, without any compensation afterwards, right? Now we got to go ahead and take the playbook from the Hasidics, incorporate it to us. And just exactly as you said, when we talk about there's got to be a way where we can use a 911 system. That number on that business card over there, that's a 911 system for us.
Okay.
Where if you got an issue, where if you got a problem, not just you, your family, anyone else within the community, to help out the same organization y'all in also, so that we can go ahead and handle things within our community, right? The way it should be, the way it needs to be. All right. And then you brought up a good point about the Muslim police too. They got a whole, within the Islamic community too, they have their own police to handle things according to their Quran, right? To handle this thing justly and according to the words of their God, right? With the ISUPK, we'll provide that same thing where we handle things justly, brotherly, right? Where if a brother offended another brother, we're going to talk it out, we're going to handle it, where it never has to come to blows. Never has to come out to a shootout or anything like that, you know?
Let me ask you this, right?
Go ahead, brother.
And we having a realistic talk. I love this because this is real talk. So now that we understand that there's certain things in our community that we got to hold people accountable for. I'm just giving a brief example. It is an extreme example, but it's hypothetically, a murder is committed in our community. How do we handle that?
How do we handle
that? Don't give the answer, but I'm just placing the question because I don't want you to give the answer because we might incriminate ourselves through the standards. But what I'm saying is these are things that, are we ready as a people? Are we ready to take the stand and take care of that? Because if we don't take care of it properly, that leaves that family, nah, this is unjust. Nah, that ain't enough for me. Nah, that punishment ain't enough. Nah, it should be an eye for an eye. What if we sit down and they say, all right, y'all police your own joint. And we on a committee and we say, all right, well, this is what we're going to do for this. This is what we're going to do for murder. This is what we're going to do for drug dealing. This is what we're going to do for pedophilia. And we come up with these, because I'm saying these ones because I know these are the ones we're going to go harder on. And then the family is like, nah, that ain't enough. What do we do? And I think that's something that should be taken into account. And this is why, I just want us to be all the way ready. When we having these conversations, I think we need to think of it all the way. You know that we got to go all the way with it. There ain't no...
And then that's honestly a really good point, and that's a really good question. And it's not so much in the extreme because we're from Brownsville.
Right.
Shootings and bodies happen a dime a dozen over here. That's a Tuesday for people that look like us. That's a Tuesday, right? But in the situation where something like that happens, we got to understand that if we've already implemented the system and the system is effective, now we can determine that the person that does those crimes ain't even from our community. Because if a person from Brownsville, if a person from East New York got a beef and he could call you or he could call me or he could call this Negro 911, as I want to call it, right? If he could call that,
Negro Latino.
The Negro, yeah. The Negro and Latino 911. It's the same thing.
Everybody else be tripping on
that. But
it's the same thing.
But if someone within our community, right, if they're familiar and they've effectively used this, this Negro 911 that I'm gonna dub it as, right, and it's effective, then we know that the people that are committing these things ain't even from our community, right? And then in a situation like that, it's gonna have to be, you know, we got men above us that'll go ahead and help determine the judgment for things like this, and you know, the appropriate counsel and the appropriate motions that'll go for things like this, you know. But for me, then we can utilize the police system and let the state deal with that, because we've, on our part, we've covered our bases, right? We've put up a platform, we've put up a resource for people that look like us to utilize it in the case of an emergency, right? In the case, so that things don't have to go to where our carnal minds is going to tell us where it's going to go.
Right.
You know, where we instinctually go ahead and say, damn, I should do something about this, you know. But at least for me, in that situation, that's how I feel it could go both ways with that. But in the fairness of effectiveness, we can eliminate wholeheartedly that person ain't from here. Just like if there's a murder that happens in a Jewish community, you know who's a person that killed him? He ain't Jewish. So,
yo, man, I'm glad y'all stopped to talk.
Absolutely.
I'm glad y'all stopped to talk.
What's your name again? Can't say it. This brother ain't strong, man. You know what I mean? They know who you are.
They call me Bigger. I'm from Brownsville and Violence Out, anti-gun violence program for kids from ages from 14 to 24. We always have 2 locations, Broadway and Chauncey, Picking and Chester. Slide through whenever you feel.
Like not having a dad.
What do you think the biggest thing that guys struggle with is?
Fatherless child.
Like not having a dad in their life. Like this, I'm being real.
Right, like,
not having a father figure. No father figure. No father figure. And it's not even like no joke, bro. My dad's in prison.
I know where I'm going. I don't know.
My dad's in prison. My dad's in prison. Like father figures are like. It's something about like there was one guy that did take care of his kids. He had kids. He didn't take care of his disciples. We live in these like shitty areas with no father figures, bro.
People like, they have kids. People expect them to love kids, but they have a bell on. They not cheat. Treat the female right.
The future belongs to Israel. That's right.
I do my thing on it. She hit my line 100 times, I let it ring on it. These niggas must be out their mind, cause I'm the king on it. You know my thing, that's what I bring on it. Cause I'm the king on it. Okay. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. I'm too far gone, I probably left a nigga. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. I just want them dollars, nigga, you can keep the change. Unsatisfied until we on a private plane. I be with them soldiers ready to die over a name. Once that oil hit my head, I never been a I do my thing on it. She hit my line 100 times, I let it ring on it. These niggas must be out their mind, cause I'm the king on it. You know my thing, that's what I bring on it. Cause I'm the king on it. Okay. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. I'm too far gone, I probably left a nigga. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. I just want them dollars, nigga, you can keep the change. Unsatisfied until we on a private plane. I be with them soldiers ready to die over a name. Once that oil hit my head, I never been a
That's why I don't know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General Johanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Clap it up, Akim. We're going to get it on in here tonight.
All right.
Listen, we're going to tell you the truth tonight.
You've been hearing lies all damn week and believing the majority of those lies.
Right.
But tonight, we're going to teach you the truth in here tonight. Commanding General Johanna, he will be here shortly. But now we're here with General Mayak. Give him a hand, Mayak Allah. Officer Marah, Officer Yadiah, Officer Ibad, the lovely UPK sisters. Give them a hand. And we're going to bring out the truth to you. We're going to talk about the stories of today. And unlike every other news source that you have, we're going to tell you God's point of view. We're going to tell you the truth about those stories. Give General Hazayan a hand. He's rocking it out in here tonight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Y'all do your thing, Officer Yadiah and Marah. Let me know where to go. Come on. Y'all got to type your number in the screen and give the story up. You see the number, just let me know which one it is and then read the story, all right? Do you think?
Hurricane Milton moves towards the west coast of Florida.
What number is this one?
Number 3, sir.
We're doing number 3. You got it.
Kanawakan, sir.
Hurricane Milton. Listen, where is that place? Is that North Carolina? Is that North Carolina? Hurricane Milton, I think, is striking Florida, right? What city is that Captain Kahan was telling me about that last hurricane hit in North Carolina? Somewhere in North Carolina, a famous place. Asheville.
Asheville?
Let me tell you, Haas. I remember the name Asheville from doing stories in here with Commander General Yana. That name, Asheville, North Carolina, because, brother, we have had to do 5 stories about outrageous acts of racism in Asheville, North Carolina. We did one story where they shut the black woman's restaurant down, shut her power down. They went off and cut off her power because she dared to open up a restaurant in Asheville, North Carolina. That was the city. Oh, and we did a few other cities about this same place. And Captain Kahan was telling me out that this place is so historically racist against the children of God. Now, of course, they need mercy that they did not give us. Now they need kindness. That's a thing about kindness, Mayak. A thing about mercy. You're so aggressive to get it for yourself. You're so angry if the federal government doesn't swoop in there and give you tax dollars to help you in your time of need. The same people that want to cut off welfare, the same people that want to cut off education, those people in Asheville, North Carolina, are demanding a handout. They're demanding welfare from the government. They're demanding that people from the government give them money that they did not work for. These are the same people that go out and elect people based on the fact that they will refuse welfare to black people and Hispanics. These are the same people that want to cut off health care because they don't want poor people to receive health care. Now they go to the federal government and demand help. See, mercy is a tricky thing. Mercy is one of those things that you don't get unless you give it. I pray you understand. You don't get mercy unless you give it. That's in the Bible. Jesus Christ said, because ye have not given mercy, ye shall receive none. You want to remember that there's a time when the flood is coming to your city. There's a time when poverty is coming to your neighborhood. There's a time when the same death and destruction that you get to drive by, when you drive by ghettos and barrios and reservations, that death and destruction can come to your perfect, idyllic city. And then you'll need mercy from someone. You should remember that. You should remember that when you deny Hispanics mercy, when you deny black people mercy. Now Florida is getting another Category 5 hurricane. Lord be with the blacks and Hispanics in Florida, brother. Now's the time when your conduct will give you an assurity of your life. And that's the only assurity that you'll have. Now is the time when how you treat each other matters. It matters. It seems like it doesn't matter when you can depend on your own money to keep your lights on. You see, you don't want to give me money to pay for my bills and my electricity and to put my kids in school. You deny my children the right to an education, my children the right to health care. But when it comes time for you, when your lights are off and when you need money, you expect the federal government to jump in and help you. If I was you, I'd remember that. I remember that before you deny someone else mercy. Keep going, Yediah, please.
Milton became a hurricane this Sunday. It is expected to arrive near Tampa on Wednesday as at least a Category 3. According to the National Hurricane Center, as of 4 p.m., the center of the hurricane was located 275 miles west-northwest of Progress, New Mexico, and 805 miles southwest of Tampa, Florida.
These hurricanes are a powerful thing, Maya. Let me try to go live on this thing right here. I done forgot how to do this shit already. Hold on.
General, can I get something on
that? Go ahead, Haas.
Hey, United, give me Nahum 1, verse 2 and 3 real fast. Why General Muhammad getting that?
How do I comment on the live, Mara? When you get a chance. How do I comment on the live?
Let me get Nahum 1, 2, and 3.
Let me see. Hold on. I'll keep
Why
going.
General Muhammad getting this right? Let me tell y'all something, man. Yeah, come on, one come, sir. The Lord said this. You got the one.
Okay, let me see. I don't want to jam you up. Let me see.
The Lord said this here. Y'all better understand this here, man. Like, I didn't know that Asheville was that place where they did so evil to that sister that opened up that restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
You keep thinking you can do things to God's chosen people, man. Keep thinking you can do this stuff and get away with it like it's cool and ain't nothing gonna happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's God's word, man. Read, brother.
Khan Wakan, sir. The book of Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 2. God is jealous.
Say it again.
God is jealous.
God is jealous over his people that he loved, man. These 12 tribes, so-called black, Hispanic, Native Indians. The Lord is jealous over them. Go ahead.
Khan Wakan, and the Lord revengeth.
And who revengeth?
The Lord revengeth.
Who revengeth?
The Lord revengeth.
When you come back to the Most High and do what he say, do, man, the Lord will have business on your enemies. The Bible says in the book of Exodus, he told the children of Israel that I'm going to be an enemy unto your enemies if you do what I say do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point of coming to this truth, man, learning who you are and living a whole different life and actually doing what the Lord say do. Go ahead.
Khan Wakan. The Lord revengeth and is furious.
Ooh, is what?
And is furious.
That kills the whole thing about God is all love, y'all. The Lord is all love. Love, love, love. The Bible just said the Lord is furious. Go ahead.
Khan Wakan, sir. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries.
He will do what?
Take vengeance on his adversaries.
If you're an adversary of the Lord, to me, you're an enemy of the Most High. And it said, take vengeance. He's going to do something evil to you, man, for what you're doing. Go ahead.
Khan Wakan. And he reserveth wrath
you
for
know
his
what wrath is? Wrath is some kind of punishment that you got for doing some evil, wicked stuff. Aqua, what's going on? I ain't seen a while. Shalom, sis. You know what I mean? How you doing? You understand? Wrath. For his who?
Khan Wakan. For his enemies.
For his who?
For his enemies.
For his enemies, man. The ones that he got a problem against, man. You know what it means to have an enemy? What? The Lord is showing you who his enemies are in these storms, these whirlwinds. Go ahead.
Khan Wakan, verse 3. The Lord is slow to anger.
Go ahead.
And great in power.
Go ahead.
And will not at all acquit the wicked.
Don't think if you're doing wicked, you can get away with it, man. Mm-hmm. Just because the Most High might not get you right away, don't think it ain't going to happen. The Lord's showing you right now what's happening. You keep on doing evil to the children of Israel. You've been doing it for a while. And every time the Lord come back and punish you and do something wicked to you, go ahead.
Khan Wakan, sir. The Lord have his way in the whirlwind.
In a woo? In a what?
In the whirlwind.
In a whirlwind. Woo, you know about them whirlwinds, right? Where they had them tornadoes at, General? Down in Texas?
Down there, Oklahoma.
They just had Oklahoma, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They just had a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Just had a bunch of tornadoes down there. Go ahead.
And in the storm.
Them storms, them rains, them storms, them floods. That hurricane 25. They just hit North Carolina.
That's
What's that
right.
city, sir?
Asheville.
Asheville, you know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And the clouds are the dust of his feet.
All right, that's it on that, sir. That's it.
Give Haas a hand. That's the truth out. That's biblical prophecy, man. The Bible says that fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. There are a lot of black people in Florida, brother. Yeah. A lot of black people in what city is that again?
Asheville, sir, North Carolina?
No, not Asheville. The other one with Florida right now.
Oh, wow.
Tampa, Florida, man. So many of the children of God in Tampa, Florida. And I don't want any of the children of God to lose their lives, brother. That's not what Commanding General Yohana has taught us. Mm-hmm. Furthermore, you white people out there listening, don't you want a world where we can take care of you? We can take care of you. The federal government is not doing a good job taking care of its citizens. Look at all of the death and destruction happening all over the world. The federal government cannot protect you against the Most High's storm, against the Most High's natural disasters. Don't you pray for a world where Black people, Hispanic people could rule the planet Earth? We would take good care of you. We would protect white people. We would help you from the storm and the death and the destruction that's coming. Your own government cannot protect you. Your own government is failing you. How long have you been without cell phone service in North Carolina? How long have you been without food? How long has your power been out in North Carolina? You white people should get down on your knees and you should pray for Jesus Christ to return so that Blacks and Hispanics can be your new lords, so that we can rule this planet Earth, because we would be much more kind to you than your own people could ever be. Death and destruction is coming to America. The Lord's, the Lord's destruction, the Lord's storms, the Lord's forest fires are coming to California. The tornadoes are coming to Texas. The storms and the hurricanes and the tempests are coming to Florida, are coming to North Carolina. You need God's protection, but your church has left you without any defense. You don't have God's protection, and you know that. You know that when the storm is coming, that God is not with you. You expect Joe Biden to save you. You expect Joe Biden to save you from God's destruction. He cannot. But if Blacks and Hispanics were your new lords, if we were the ones you gave your money to, if we were the ones that you bent your knee to, we would protect you. We would help you, white people. We would be kind to you. We would teach you something that your own people never taught you: mercy. We would teach white people mercy. White people out there listening, you have to pray for God. As you're praying for the Lord to pass by your town, as you're boarding up your windows, pray for Jesus Christ to come back and let Black people rule the planet Earth.
That's right.
Or else white people, you're just not safe.
Right.
You're just not safe. Obviously, you die. Go ahead, do your thing. Please.
What you're saying is so heavy. You know, I was looking on Twitter, you know, Donald Trump is, crying because it says Hurricane Milton has rapidly intensified into a Hurricane 5 storm with 180-mile winds, ranking among the strongest ever recorded. He said not a single weather model predicted this storm will strengthen so quickly. Do you believe this storm is completely natural?
Donald Trump thinks that Jewish people are creating the storm, Maya. Donald Trump thinks that Jewish people are using their lasers and their spacecrafts to specifically target Republican cities, because Donald Trump is a lunatic and an idiot.
Donald Trump, and nobody said he's Archie Bunker.
Oh my God!
He's a billionaire.
That's just the truth.
He's a billionaire Archie Bunker.
That's just
and nobody will say.
Do the kids know who Archie Bunker is, man?
But they should look him up.
That's it. Go ahead. Jonah Mayak is telling the truth. You relate to Donald Trump because he's as ignorant as you are, but he cannot keep you safe because he's ignorant and stupid. He doesn't understand life. He just reminds you of your own ignorance. That's a big failing in American politics, Mayak, is the desire to choose someone who you relate to. That's a giant problem with the political system, is that the electorate is looking for someone who is as dumb as them. So you choose someone that likes football and goes to the football games and will drink a beer with you and has your insecurities and your ignorances. Show me Donald Trump wearing a yarmulke this week. Show me that. This is the problem with politics. And this is why you need Black people to rule the world. Hispanics, los Hispanos, to rule the world. Someone give me that in Spanish. Los Hispanos to rule the world. You need that. Why? Because you will choose a leader based on how much he placates to your own ignorance. God. Donald Trump puts on a yarmulke with pork on his breath and shellfish on his fingers, and you will vote for him because he wore a yarmulke at Yom Kippur. You're an idiot, and you look for someone who's an idiot. You look for someone relatable, like someone like, yeah, he's just like me. He's just like I am. He drinks a beer. He loves Budweiser. He's like Kid Rock. He loves a Budweiser and he loves the American flag. He is as stupid as you are. You can't rule the country, and neither can he. You don't want someone that's better than you to rule. This is why we follow Jesus Christ, and this is why we follow Commanding General Yohana, because he's better than me. Not because he's just like me, not because he has all my failings and all of my stupidity, but because Jesus Christ is better than us. We follow men who are better than us. White people, you love someone that is as ignorant as you are. And that's who you'll make leader of the free world. You die.
And he'll believe in whatever he need to believe in for the day. Yeah. Like this day, he needed Jewish people
That's
to love
all,
him.
Maya.
So he wore a yarmulke. Other days, he might need Germans or the French to love him. So he'll do something with a German background or a French background. When he need black people to love him, he'll pull up that one black guy that sits at all his damn blacks for Trump. Here's my black friend. See his shirt, blacks for Trump. And whatever he needs, that's why they got the term flip flop amongst the politicians. That's why they flip flop, and it be on video where he say I'm against abortion, I'm a this and that. Then the next week he'll say I'm pro-life.
I'm pro-abortion.
I'm pro-abortion. And they'll bring it up to him on national TV. But what about this video? Let's play it where you said this. And he'll say the total opposite and come back to him. What do you got to say? Listen, my morals have never changed. They'll just skip over it and keep on going. It doesn't matter. Yeah. This is what I believe. And it's just whatever they believe for the day to get your vote for that day.
They'll see it over here too, please.
And my thing is,
let me see it right here, just so I can know what's up there.
The world loves to vote for these people who promise this and promise that. And it pisses me off how they get on there and, oh, the world gonna be so much better once you get me in office. Even Kamala Harris, when you get me in there, I'm gonna do this. I know you're paying too much for groceries. I know your potato chips, they give a quarter amount in the bag now with 3/4 of air, and it costs more than it used to. But guess what I'm gonna do to help you out? I'm gonna fight for housing. I'm gonna fight for credit on your housing and fight for this. It's a bunch of promises when the right person to vote for will be the person who's doing those things already. People that are making a change right now, and this is what they do. This is their life. That's the one to vote for. Yeah. Give it up for Commander General Yohana, because he needs to be on the ballot. Because everybody will vote for him. Why? Because he won't make you promises. He'll show you what he's doing right now. That's all. He'll show you what he's been doing for the last 30 years. Right. And that's the one to vote for. You understand? And so Donald Trump, he's just going to give you whatever you need. Once again, like the general brought out, he's an ignorant man that ignorant people worship.
That's it. Give him a hand. That's the fact. Jesus, don't you want somebody better than you to rule?
Right, General.
What do you want, Kamala Harris?
General.
Haas.
Okay, even if I was in a world, right, and I was thinking about this the other day, and I thought about Kamala Harris. If I was in a world, why would I vote for her when she lied about who she is? Now, all this time in Congress and in politics, she's been known as the Indian American. Now all of a sudden, she's Black American. Like, why would I vote for you when you've been lying? You lying, like to my face. So if I was into voting, I gotta say to myself, is she gonna really do what she say she gonna do? Is that really gonna happen? I don't think so.
No.
She lied about her heritage. And one time she's claiming this. Another time she's claiming that. Like, which one is it? So how can you be a good president when you even lying about where you come from? Come on, it's ridiculous.
People are just so easily played because they're vain. They're vain. Jewish people out there listening, for those of you, my Jewish friends out there watching the class tonight, do you believe that Donald Trump supports you because he wore a yarmulke today? That's all. I would like someone to just tell me. Does that mean he supports the Jewish people because he wore a yarmulke? When you know he eats pork and shrimp and eats anything he can get his disgusting pink fingers on. When you know he does not celebrate any Jewish high holy days. You know he is not Jewish, but because he wore a yarmulke, will you support him? Will you support Kamala Harris because she joined the Greek fraternity? That I'll never understand, Hans. Somehow you're more Black if you join a Greek fraternity. Yeah. That I'm not smart enough to understand. Right? I go to a Black school, to become Greek.
Right.
And if I become Greek, I'm more black. So will you support Kamala Harris because she's Greek?
Yeah.
Does that mean she loves black people and she will look out for black people?
Yeah.
Will she do that? Why do you want someone that is as flawed as you are? Serve our king.
That's right,
Our
sir.
king is Jesus Christ.
That's
He is
right.
better than us.
That's right.
He is not what we are. Jesus Christ is what we aspire to be. It's what all of us desire to be. It's what we're working towards becoming. Don't you know the benefit in having a leader that is better than you? There's great benefit in that. You look for a leader that is just like you, someone you would like to drink a beer with. Am I making this up? Yediah, can you please look up the political belief on someone who you want to drink a beer with? This is an actual political doctrine, Mayak, that exists. That exists. And they study this. They send this to political science majors, to doctors, and they research who is the candidate that you would rather drink a beer with. That candidate wins. He wins. Because ignorant people, like Mayak said, are looking for someone who is just as ignorant as them. But then, Mayak, the storm is coming. Then your power is out. There's no food or cell phone service. And you have someone just like you who's president. I would have you choose a better path if you listen to me. I know you don't. But hell, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm following my orders. I'm just telling you. I would have you choose someone who can save you from the storm. Because that person exists. And his name is Jesus Christ, a black man from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
Marah.
Salaki, sir, if I may, I would just like to bring it back that the Proud Boys, they started as a male drinking club.
Oh, didn't they ever? Give Marah a hand, because that's the truth. The Proud Boys were just a bunch of white boys who were mad at women because they couldn't get women. They couldn't get women. They were incels. Remember that one, Yediah? I forget what that means, but a bunch of white boys who were so angry at women because women would not give it up. Brothers, women will give it up. They'll give it up to you. They'll give it up all. They'll give you all you can handle. But you might have to change yourself. Right. They went and formed a political party and then stormed the Capitol and went to jail. What do you have? Who's holding something?
I had that video, but I also have what you asked for.
Sir, it says presidential politics. With whom you would like to have a beer with?
Oh, you think I'm making this up? This is a real stat, a real study in political science. Go ahead, Yediah.
Khan Khan. It says thoughts on picking a Democratic candidate for president. The best way to choose a candidate for president from the field of Democratic candidates is to ask with whom I would like to have a beer.
That's it.
With.
And brother, that's how George Bush, that real dumb one. Who was that dummy? I'm forgetting. George W. Bush. I thought he was the dumbest one in history until Donald Trump, who somehow is more dumb than George Bush. Donald Trump, Barack Obama, all of them were like, this is a good guy. This is just a cat I'd like to sit down and have a beer with. He's getting my vote. Then the storm comes. There's terrible things that can happen to you in this world. And you can't make a decision on a leader based on who you want to drink a beer with. The storm is coming. The storm is coming to Tampa, Florida. May the Most High God protect the brothers and sisters in Tampa, Florida. Shout out to Captain Kahan and all the brothers under him, man, that watch over the children of God in the UPK in Tampa, Florida. If you're in Tampa, Florida, and you're in need of help, please contact our men in Tampa, Florida. Please contact the ISUPK in Florida. Find us on isupk.com and find us on every form of social media. Find the UPK if you're in the state of Florida, because we are men that live to a high standard and we must protect one another. All right. So you find us if you're in need in those cities. Please, Marah.
Sloggers, sir. Also, too, we got Captain Kapash on. I don't know if you want to wait for Commanding General Yohana.
He's going to break out something. I'm not aware of it. So
he's supposed to have a brother from Honduras tell his story.
Okay, we'll wait then. No problem. Let's go ahead and Whatever you have, you die. You can run the numbers down and do your thing. Oh, go ahead. An accompanying story. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Let me give you some context if you need it, Barack. These are some black people at the Donald Trump rally, but they happen to be black people, Mayak. So because of that, they went out there and got attacked. The white Trump supporters attacked the black Trump supporters at the Donald Trump rally. The black Trump supporters, of course, thought they would be accepted with open arms. Wow. Because they love Donald Trump. Come to find out, they were accepted with jabs and punches and elbows at the Donald Trump rally, and here's the video of it right now. You got it.
So what
Please.
state was this? What city was this?
Thawada.
Say again.
Barack, what do I type in to find the class in the show tonight? It's up to you. It's a terrible thing. Them poor brothers are. They were not there expecting love and acceptance from their fellow Trumpians. Come to find out, they found out that they were still black people out there. Mm-hmm. They thought they could erase their blackness out there with Trump's beautiful glow. Come to find out that they still were black and they were beat to death. And they didn't give much of a showing out there either, Maya. Right. I don't know. An arcane way to think. But if you fighting the Edomite, you got to do a better showing than that, Mayak. Am I right or I'm wrong? Right. You got to present a better showing than I believe they showed out there. Anyway, you know, that's what happened at the Trump concert.
Show them you're gonna need a lot more than this.
You know, you're fighting Edomites. Now you got to have a presentation.
They still being a betwixt. That's the amazing thing. While they on that ground getting stomped and punched in the mouth, they still in the betwixt. Like, why don't they love me? I don't want to hurt them. I want to show them. You know, it's ridiculous.
It's a sad thing. Blacks and Hispanics. Listen, you have a better choice than Kamala Harris. You have a better choice than Donald Trump. There's a better choice. Now, this choice requires more than a vote or watching a rally. This choice requires a change of heart. You're going to have a change of heart to choose the one that actually should lead you, all right? What else do you have, Yadai? Please.
I just want to bring out a comment that General Q said. He said he didn't even bring the chair. You at least got to bring the chair.
Right. Come on, General Q. Give him a hand. You're going to fight a white man now. Come on.
He should have threw that hat up. So if any other black friends out in that audience come help me.
This is your chance. Now, you got to present yourself in a right way out there. Give black people something to feel good about out there if you're fighting a white man on camera. Not that anyone should do that. But everyone is allowed to defend themselves.
That's right.
And if ye must defend yourselves, do it well.
That's right.
I pray you understand. Yadiah, please let them know what to do.
Gobble concert. Adult entertainer makes bombshell claims that Donald Trump allegedly partied at Diddy's wild freak-off party.
Ooh, I'm not surprised by that, Yadiah. That seems just logical to me. It seems logical that Donald Trump, show me Donald Trump dancing with Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, he was getting it on, give me that video. Donald Trump was out there with that Jeffrey Epstein out dancing, having a good time.
What, that his homie, General?
That was his homie, Oz. That was his homie. They partied all the time. And it makes complete sense being from New York, being a real estate mogul, that if he partied with Epstein, he was covered in that slick baby oil as well. You die.
If I may, sir, what you bring out is so heavy. I brought this out last show, and I'll say it again because I had to watch it again, sir.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch the Vince McMahon documentary on Netflix and look at the correlation that they made, because Trump has been down with Vince since the 80s, and you look at everything that Vince did and Donald Trump did, someone commented, you would think they're the same person.
Give that you die a hand. Okay. You die. I for research sake, watch that at 5 a.m. I watched the Donald Trump documentary at 5 a.m. You know, I really don't watch anything except for the Cocaine Bear. That's all I watch. 24 hours a day, Cocaine Bear. I can't stop. That's man. They have a documentary about this man. Is I mean, and of course he has and he could be president. That's how bad it was. That's how bad this man was. He'll be the next president if Donald Trump doesn't win. Why do you choose someone like that? Because you want someone who is as ignorant as you are. That's what you want. What do you have to say? Go ahead, please. Can they hear us? Can everyone hear us? We good to go out there? Type of 1W if you can hear us. 1W. Come on. We got to go. If not, I'm going to keep on going.
Sound is bad. I got a 2. Okay, here we go. 1, 1, 1.
Solid. Go ahead. Let me see Donald Trump dancing with Jeffrey Epstein. That's him right there. Yeah. That's back in the 80s too, my guy. They listen to that good cocaine music. That's good back in the 80s dancing. Oh, if you don't have it? Oh, I said, don't worry about it. Salaki. That's Jeffrey Epstein right there. That's him. He's gone now, Mayak. He done went to the great by and by. Right. Jeffrey Epstein. Puff Daddy, he worried me like he might want to go to the great by and by as well. And so this is Trump's friend, and he partied with Donald Trump. I'm not going to be surprised if Donald Trump ain't on that tape. Who else? Boy, a lot of people. Who's that one? That rapper one? I forget the names of all those people. The obvious people who you think might be on there. The obvious people are going to be on those tapes. Brothers, I've been asking Captain Ariana to do a video on what is sex trafficking, because I don't even understand what the hell it is. I don't understand what it is. From what I hear, Mayak, if you buy a prostitute in New York, you fly her down to LA, and she has sex with somebody, that's sex trafficking. Now, I don't know, but I would like someone to explain it, because it sounds like something that people promoted and thought was the height of celebrity to do about 5 years ago. It sounds like getting flued out. It sounds like flying a hoe out 5 years ago.
Luke said it happens at every bachelor party.
That's what it seems like. Now, I don't understand it, but there are legal experts out there that should explain it to us, because this sounds like the thing that everybody aspired to do, I think 5 years ago. So who in the hell knows who could be on this list with Puff Diddy? All of the people that you thought were people you should aspire to be, the same people Commanding General Yohanna said were an abomination to God.
That's right.
That's what he said about all of these celebrities who you idolized, all of these celebrities that you wanted to be like. Before this case ever came out, Commanding General Yohanna said they are an abomination to God. Them that are esteemed among men are an abomination to God. Yediah. Somebody said Jay-Z. I ain't gonna be surprised about that. Jay-Z was seeing what he did with Colin Kaepernick. Jay-Z seems like he is a scrupulous young man. That he just does not have any scruples. That he has no conscience. That he has no integrity. And he is so ambitious he would do anything. Jay-Z seems like the type that would be at those olive oil parties. That would be at those baby oil parties. Also, white people out there listening, do white people use baby oil the way black people do? That's something I always wondered about, Yedaya. Baby oil is a big thing among the black. Oh, is it? I don't remember. Before this, black people love Vaseline, right? What do black people love? Like, what's the black oils? The black oils are the shea butter, the cocoa butter, and the cocoa butter lotion. Now, is baby oil one of them? I think that might be a white thing. Someone teach me about this. I don't know. But is baby oil something that black people use? It ain't like he had 1,000 bottles of shea butter out there, Mayako, or cocoa butter. Someone break that down for me. Explain that in the chat, all right? Anyway, he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Though it is not a crime, it don't look good, Mayako. It just don't look good having that much baby oil. Okay? It don't give you a sense of security, does it? Okay, so
then they play that damn interview he had where he said, you got to turn no AC. He keeps it hot.
He did say that.
He locks the door.
That's right.
Where the Edomite said, ooh, well, that sounds kind of dangerous. He said, no, you just got to get everybody to move. You got to lock your doors. You got to turn the heat up, and you got to keep water in there with the alcohol. You know what I mean? That mixed with the baby oil, it's like,
this don't seem right. Okay, but once again, it'll come out soon, and there are probably so many celebrities that you idolize who are going to be on that list, and they're going to have videotapes. I worry about that Meek Mill, Philadelphia. I worry about him, Haas. He give me some concern. He give me, when I saw him bunny hopping on that video, he give me some concern, Haas. Tower War, I know y'all out there listening. Wherever Captain Tower War is, Tower War hot under the collar right now. Because I think that Meek Mill might disappoint you in about 10 seconds. But we will see. Okay? We'll see. It'll come out. Here's the point you all want to understand. You can't think celebrity means there's someone that you should want to be like, someone you should pattern yourselves after. You have great heroes in the Bible, and you have great heroes here in the UPK. We're giving you the fathers you never had. We're giving you someone to pattern yourself after. You cannot pattern yourself after some celebrity who's only famous because our oppressor wants him to be. Everyone at least gets that. Go ahead.
I heard a story where it was either Nicki Minaj or Little Kim. I believe it was Little Kim. Yedaya may know, or the brothers might know, their brother. They took their brother to one of the P. Diddy parties. You know what I'm saying? And P. Diddy tried to touch him and fondle him and all that, to where afterward, he went back to Little Kim. So why would you bring me to some shit like this? Why would you bring me around this mess, knowing this how this dude is? Like, looking for celebrity and looking to be around the celebrities, you find out there's a whole nother awful world that you really don't want to be around. And he kind of checked her for bringing him around it. You know what I'm saying? Checked her for it. So, Slocky. But I believe it was Little Kim.
I think it is Little Kim. Mariah, can we play an interview of Michael Jackson back in the day being interviewed by Oprah Winfrey when she asked him, why were you sleeping with these babies? You need to see this to see, to see how you see something now you didn't see back then. This video came out in the 90s. Everyone believed Michael Jackson. Everyone just said, well, Michael Jackson, he's really a Peter Pan child in his mind. And Michael Jackson said he sleeps with these kids and sleeps in the bed with these children. And brother, black people said, so what? Black people did not care because he was Michael Jackson. They didn't care. Now, because there's wars in the Middle East, because there's tornadoes in Florida and North Carolina, finally you are beginning to wake up. You're beginning to not worship celebrities. But this happened in the 90s. Commanding General Johanna did so many videos about this, about the Peter Pan and Michael Jackson. And all of you said that we were evil for doing it. You can play it, all right? Let's just keep going, Yedaya. Do your thing.
General, I wonder, they saying that baby oil might be laced with something.
Listen, I don't know.
Say might have put something in that baby oil.
Listen, I see. I don't have the imagination to know how nasty these people are, because Commanding General Johanna told me that Jaguar Wright was telling the truth. He said all this was true. I look at it like, I don't know. It sounds too far-fetched to me, because I believe in nothing at all. I believe in following orders and doing what I'm told. He said it was true. I didn't believe that the Will Smith mess. For years, General Yohana was saying, Will Smith is in this nasty business. I just go, he doing what? Sex part? It sounds like a movie to me. It sounds like something I don't even believe. Come to find out all of it is true, huh? Yeah. So I just don't know. Okay, I don't have the imagination for these nasty mother effers out here. I don't really understand it. So if the reporters reported, I'll just talk about it in there. But it's something that I really can't understand the things that people do. But Commander Giuliani does understand it. He knows the truth when he hears it. And that's just that. Everybody gets it. Go ahead.
And it go back so far from rappers to comedians. I remember they always slide a little comment in there like, yeah, they famous because they getting bent over. They get comedians, yes.
They always say it. They kept saying it, Maya.
And it'd be like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. I just would ignore it like, who the hell knows? Yeah. Come to find out, it's true. Cat Williams said, Puff Diddy liked the party, and you got to tell him no. Yeah. I saw that Cat Williams interview. I said, this little cat, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know. Does he know all of this? I ignore it. Come to find out, you got to tell him no, Maya. Yeah. You have got to tell him no.
His bodyguard doubled up on it. Said, you got to tell Puff no.
If I may, sir. Was so heavy about that. I remember when Puff was on Noriega's podcast, he was talking to Fab, and he was telling Fab, "No, Fab, we got a party." And Fabulous said, "Diddy, we already party." He said, "No, we got a party." He said, "We got a party." Then he start calling him Daddy, and I'm sitting there like, God damn.
Boy, oh boy, listen, you better be careful out there.
And I don't know how Meek Mill gonna deny that whole daddy thing at the pool. He at the pool. Hey, Daddy, I love you, Daddy. I don't know. You know what I mean? I would never tell my best friend.
All of North Philly is going to have a sad. I fear for you, Philadelphia. I know you love that song. That old Meek Mill song. Oh, I feel sorry for you. I got a feeling you got a rough day coming up pretty shortly when the video come out of Meek Mill being an abomination on some video. You die.
If I may, sir, I just think about that picture when him and Diddy had the same outfit on with the midget, with the midget in the middle.
Yes, with this little person in the middle. Well, listen, it's coming out now, okay? The news story is coming out. You're going to know. I'm just trying to tell you the UPK knew before this.
That's right.
The UPK has been trying to teach you this since you can go find videos in Times Square, like brothers back in the day talking about celebrities and the things that they do to blacks and Hispanics, talking about them then.
Yahweh Shema Shabrakata. What's going on, sir?
Let me see it. So you can just find these videos. The UPK has always been saying this. Yeah. And of course, you say you yell at us and tell us we're wrong. That's black excellence. You know, these are people that we all should look up to. You give them the key to the damn city. You die.
Lockheed General, you forgot one thing that you brought out in class. I'll never forget. Diddy's a high value man.
Oh, give you that hand. How did I forget about that? Oh, listen, he's the one you need to marry, right? Oh, he's the one we all need to idolize him and look up to him. He's the marrying type, isn't he? He's the one that you should be looking for as a man. You have the Michael Jackson one?
I mean, at least all you people who used to talk like that, he's the high value man. They're the ones, get your celebrity man, and your man got to have this. They say 666. He got to make 6 figures, be 6 feet, have more than 6 inches of rod or something else, another 6'2" they substitute. They got all these standards. Y'all should at least know that all your stupid ass reasoning for life has been wrong.
That's right.
At least tell yourself, well, I've been wrong in life. So maybe I should listen to somebody better than me, like the general said.
That's right, Joe.
And everybody in the party was the high value man. Like all the high value men. All of them was there. With the baby all in all. Pure black black woman to open your you a black woman to open your mouth about it. You should feel real bad right about now.
Sure enough.
You know, open your damn mouth talking about high value man.
You're dying.
Kamala Harris, Lebanon relief under scrutiny as GOP Stokes Helene as GOP Stokes Helene backlash. Helene backlash.
I'm sorry. GOP Stokes what?
Helene backlash.
The hurricane.
Okay.
For the hurricanes, sir.
So I'm sure this is about the hurricane that's taking place right now. Commander Giuliani, we were just going over the hurricane that's bearing down on Florida right now.
The second one, right?
The second one. The news looks terrible. Yeah. You know, with the amount of space that it's going to occupy in the state of Florida, it looks absolutely horrifying on the news down there. So they're bracing for that. And of course, Kamala Harris is promising everything. Trump is promising everything. Everybody else is underwater.
They said the people were very upset over that $750 handout.
Yikes. You see that? Like they want the government to do something for them, don't they? Hey, Asheville, North Carolina, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. That's what you should do. Pull yourself up. You know what you should be doing? You should go out and get a job. That's what you need to do. Stop waiting for a handout.
Right.
Asheville.
Stop begging.
Stop begging. You're waiting for a handout. Get out there and get a job. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and make something of yourself. Asheville.
Stop being so lazy.
Stop being so shiftless and lazy. You just don't want to work, Asheville. That's really what it's about. You just don't want to work. You see how silly and hurtful it is when someone tells that to you when you're in need? It's a hurtful thing for someone that you're coming to for help in a country that you're born in, and you've been here before the Irish, Italians, and Germans. You've been here before them. But when you ask for help, after you built the country and paid taxes for generation after generation, your country tells you to do it yourself, to handle it yourself. It's a hurtful and cruel thing.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't talk like that. But I'm sure you know that now.
If I could just add,
please, sir.
Give it up for gentlemen. If I could, to add to what you were saying, you know, I'm looking at the video footage of Gaza and the video footage of Lebanon, and I can't help thinking about how the Bronx was when I grew up. Like it's the exact same thing. Yeah. Like, and we had to pull ourselves up by a bootstrap. So I'm sorry if we don't have, you know, too much compassion for the other nations. At least you can fight back. They said Iran got hypersonic missile coming out the desert somewhere. Okay, you know what I mean, boy. I'd like, you know, can I get, you know, can we Americans get some of that? You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're allowed to get none of that good stuff. You know what I mean? Like they, you know, they got what they need to do what they got to do. Yeah. You know, so let them do it.
You die.
We got Captain Kaposh on the line as well.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever y'all ready, let me know. Big shout out to Captain Kaposh, y'all. Out in the Midwest. Really getting out there about housing the brothers and sisters out there. And I think it was a couple others. Oh, there he is. Hey, what's going on, Cap? All right. Yeah, can you give us a couple words so we know we can hear you? I don't think he can hear you. Fuck, I didn't mean to cut it on the story. We'll come back to it.
Wakan. New report finds near.
No. Let's see. Can we get him, or you need time?
Lord Christ, no.
Hey, shalom, mighty man.
Are
you making out, mighty man?
I'm doing great. I believe Captain Ash is on here too to translate for the Honduras brother who walked over here.
Most High in Christ. Okay. All right. Let's get into it then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. 6 times the Asharium. Y'all give it up for Osh. Osh holding it down real heavy. In the Latino community, man.
Salam, ya bir adam canım.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, Kapash. You got the floor.
Okay, Khan. Dice en tu historia caminar en Estados Unidos.
Está bien.
Dice.
Escucha.
Sí.
Buenas noches. Mi nombre es Henry Martínez. Soy de Honduras. Y ¿sí escucha?
Sí, escucha, transductor.
Okay.
Sigue ahí, entonces hazlo paso por paso para yo trasladar, ¿ok?
Bueno, ok. Sí, mi nombre es Henry Martínez, soy de Honduras.
He said that his name is Henry Martinez, he's from Honduras.
Y buenas noches y mucho gusto y gracias por este momento que me han permitido darme.
What he said was he says it's a pleasure meeting and meeting everybody, and that he's grateful for the opportunity to tell the story.
Es un gusto para mí y un placer de estar aquí reunidos todos juntos.
He said again, it's a pleasure that we're all here together. Sigue ahí.
Doy gracias. Sí.
I got a question. ¿Por qué tú quieres en Estados Unidos?
Okay.
I asked him why you want to come to America. See, because he walked from Honduras.
Sí.
If I could, Kapash, real quick, just to give everybody a background. That brother that you see sitting right there next to Captain Kapash. Kapash, what city you in again?
Indianapolis.
He's in Indianapolis. All right. That's in Indiana, correct?
Sí.
All right. I'm bad with my geography in the Midwest. I'm working on it. In Indianapolis, in the United States of America, this brother walked from the country of Honduras all the way to that city. And you mean to tell me we got a problem with him? That brother right there is an asset to this nation. Tell him what I said, and then tell him we heard about his story. And that's why I asked to come on and bring him on with him. Because Kapash did something for him. It's just beautiful what you're about to hear tonight. Go ahead,
Come on, sir. So, Henry, el general dijo que, hablando de tu historia, de cómo saliste de su país y caminaste, millas para llegar a la ciudad de Indianapolis, y que tú eres ¿sabes? Y que la gente no deben quejar porque tú te motivaste de salir de tu país a llegar acá.
Instead of persecuting these brothers, you understand? I'm gonna let you get it right now. Instead of persecuting these brothers, you need to keep an eye on these white people. White people acting a damn fool out here. You know what I'm saying? Going off, going crazy, shooting up malls. You know what I'm saying? Bugging the hell out. Well, this brother walked all the way here, man, to get away from hell. Go ahead, you take it out, Salah.
Dale ahí, Henry, paso a paso para yo trasladar.
Sí, que pues yo tengo una historia, ¿verdad?, que compartir, que pues yo salí de mi país.
Right, so he said that he got a story to tell, that he left his country. Sigue ahí.
Can I ask a question? Why did he leave Honduras? If I could,
Sí, el general está preguntando, la pregunta de él es, ¿por qué usted decidió de irse de su país? Él quiere saber eso.
Porque el país de allá es bajo recursos y el plan es ayudar a la familia allá en nuestros países.
Un momentito. He says that over there they have very little resources, and his plan was to come over here to help his family. Sigue ahí.
para que vivan un poco mejor las familias allá.
So that way the family can live a little bit better over there.
John.
Entonces,
And what was
es
Go ahead.
algo, es triste porque uno deja sus seres queridos, dejé mis seres queridos.
Okay, so he said, momentito, he said that it's sad because he had to leave his loved ones over there. CA.
Padre, madre, hermanos,
father, mother, brothers,
hermanas,
sisters.
Y cuando salí de allá, ellos tenían ganas de llorar porque no sabían si yo un día iba a regresar o no. Ya llevo muchos años de estar aquí y no he podido regresar.
Right, so he was saying that they were crying and they were sad because they didn't know whether or not if he would be able to return. He says he's been here for years already in the States and he still hasn't returned. Continúa.
And Kappa.
Yes.
Hey, Cap, if you could, Cap, can you tell us how you hooked up with him?
So basically, we were putting the ads out to rent rooms, but you know, because of the teachings of you, Commander Johanna, and the ISUBK, we made sure to just only focus on who we need to focus on, and that's how we hooked up with him.
Heavy. And right now in this country is a lot of negative persecution against our Latino brothers and sisters. And you saw past that and cut through it with the spirit of the Lord and looked out and put the brother up.
See, I mean, yes, him and his wife.
Like that's how we build a nation right there. That's how you get a whole nation together from all the way from Honduras to the Midwest. That's how you put all that together. Like the Lord is wiser than man. You understand? Like the Lord deserves so much credit because the Lord is so much wiser than a man. Like if you do what the Lord say, it may not look like it's supposed to be done that way. Every politician and religious leader got their own philosophy of how it's done. But the Lord got his way. And we do what he says. And brother, you're going to have brothers come from all over. And it's amazing how he came up on the Kapash who already knows how to speak Spanish. You already know how to speak Spanish, which is so amazing. And you end up hooking up with the brother. And then you also building camps out there. Tell us about that if you could. Let us translate if you need to, but tell us about that if you could.
So you said again, you said talking about the work, the food drives and stuff, or what are you talking about the camps out here?
How you are in the Dominican Republic teaching.
Oh, yeah, see, yeah.
To work with Honduras as well.
Yep, under Captain Ashaparian, we've been traveling. We went to Santiago, Santo Domingo. And through that, a Haitian brother went with us who's in the school, Officer Radazai. And the first time we went, he said, man, I'm never going to Haiti, man. There's so much evil going on. It's so bad. I'm never going. Why he ended up, from that trip, hooking up with a Haitian sister, and now he there every other month and married her and everything. So we out in Haiti also, and for everybody to know, we're doing a food drive out there in Haiti, in DR, and in Puerto Rico. And you can go to the website, ishbk.com, click on donations, and put on there, it's for a food drive of Haiti. Put a donation, put 20, put 10, put something. Because really being out there, it's a different world. Like they're not eating, it's not America. They're not eating every day. There's not resources everywhere. There's not jobs everywhere. So the help that we bring into them is way bigger than you could ever think. You know what I mean? They really appreciate it out there. So anything you put on the books, you know what I mean? The Lord said it's more blessed to give than receive. We sitting in America, we struggling, but we got food every day. More than, you know what I'm saying? If we help our brothers and sisters, the Lord going to bless us tenfold. So it's very important for all Israel to put them donations on there. Talk to people you know. Talk to people you know that say they love everybody. Oh, you say God love everybody, right? Well, we're going to feed Haitians, giving them bags of rice. How about you put something on there? Put $200 on there. Oh, I don't know, man. Then now you start to see where people are really at, where they say they love everybody. So we need to love our brothers. So it's very important. Put a donation on there. That's all I wanted to emphasize.
And if I could, add, Slock, did I cut you off, Kapash?
No, that's it. That's it. We out there in November.
Yeah, I wanted to add to that. I'm gonna let y'all in a second. Yes, well, I wanted to add to that, Aga, too, that us up here, man, you better get your head together. You better stop listening to these black leaders and Latino leaders that tell you to not support these brothers, to not support the other tribe. Ain't no white people coming to your rescue. You get bombed like the Gazans got bombed, and you on your own. Ain't nobody else coming to help you. You understand? Like y'all brought out earlier, you got to give to receive. If you don't give, if you don't care about what the Lord care about, then the Lord don't care about you. That's right. He said, the Lord said in the scriptures, bring these two sticks together, Judah and his mates and Ephraim and his mates, which is all 12 tribes, North, Central, and South America, the North American Indians all the way down to the tip of South America. The Lord wants them together because they're the ones that's going to rule the next kingdom. So if you sitting up here, uptight and negative because some white man tell you that they're murderers and rapists, then you a fool. You think Donald Trump cares about you? Them brothers just got their ass whooped in the Donald Trump rally. I don't even know what the hell they dumb ass was doing in there. Like you went into a Donald Trump rally. Did you think that did you not understand that it's a white supremacist rally? You ain't figured it out yet. You ain't figured it out yet. 4 years later, they ain't figured it out that it's a white supremacist rally and got the hell beat out of them. I think almost killed them. Almost killed them in that damn rally. You understand? When you should be focused on these brothers and sisters. A lot of you, what's the name of that term they call them? Something American, African Americans, or what's the name?
Oh, for foundational Black Americans.
Right. Foundational what? Foundational Black Americans, which is another dumb, silly, stupid term. Yeah, you give yourself a different name every 20 goddamn years. Damn that, bring these tribes together like the Lord said, and you're going to see something amazing. If this brother got the strength to walk from Honduras all the way to the Midwest, what else will he do in righteousness for the Most High? You understand? You could build yourself up instead of begging. They already scared that you're going to outnumber them, man. This is exactly what our king called us to do. You over there in Africa, you fake Israelites, you vile, disgusting fake Israelites, you over there bringing Africans in and putting Africans over the tribe of Judah. The shame that you did. We talked about that in class, right or wrong, you died. How they them Hamites from Babylon sat over the top of the tribe of Judah and disrespected them until Daniel came along and shut that bullshit down. You bringing some heathens from the other side of the world that's not the 12 tribes, lying about them because you want that African money. See, ain't no money in helping these brothers. Yep. They're giving you a paycheck when you go get that African money. You understand? But you ain't getting no paycheck for helping this brother. What Kapash did here, he did. Did you get a government check for this?
I wish.
You understand? He didn't get none of that. And that's what the Lord called for. And listen, the women coming too. Oh boy, you old black women asking for that high value man. You old, what's the restaurant they don't want you to take them to? The Cheesecake. They don't do Olive Garden.
Or Chili.
Or Chili. Them sisters coming up from Honduras, they gonna be the cook in Olive Garden and Chili. You gonna be eating chilies every night at the crib. Right off the menu. You understand? From Olive Garden. Because they're gonna be the one in the restaurant working it. You understand? You better get your head right, man. We've been puffed up as a slave in this place. And we back up off. I don't want to take it all, man. Y'all jump in if y'all want or get or let the brother.
So, you said you want him to continue, sir?
If I could ask a question, sir, if it's good. Oz, could you ask the brother? I really don't even understand how you could walk from Honduras to America. Could you ask him about some of the problems that he went through to get here, and how long did it take? And what, terrible events did he have to go through to walk that distance? And how was it even possible to walk that distance?
Cáncer. Henry, so el general se está preguntando si puedes detallar paso por paso qué es lo que tú tuviste que hacer para llegar a este país, incluyendo los malos ratos que sufriste, y la duración que tomaste para llegar a este país.
Sí, yo cuando me vine tuve que cruzar todo el país de Guatemala, después entré a todo México.
Okay.
Y ahí en México, pues ahí me agarraron la migración y me mandaron para Guatemala.
Okay, that momentito. So what he said was that he had to travel through El Salvador and Guatemala, ended up in Mexico, and when he got there, the immigration put him back in Guatemala.
Y ahí en Guatemala dormí. Y en Guatemala dormí en la calle.
He said while he was in Guatemala, he was living on the streets.
Porque no andaba dinero.
Because he had no money.
Solo me quedé así a un lado de un negocio, sentado ahí pasé la noche.
So what he would do is next to a business, he would be just sitting there, and that's how he spent his nights.
Pero un poquito antes de eso, yo había agarrado el bus porque quise regresarme de regreso para Honduras, pero solo hice el intento y no regresé. Entonces,
you got to speak up. You got to speak up a little.
Yes,
it's hard
sir.
to hear. Go ahead.
Am I coming in clear now, sir?
You're a little. Can you get closer to the mic by any chance?
Oh, one second.
Your volume is coming in low. You may have to speak up.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Nice
So yes, sir. So what he said was that while he was in Honduras, he crossed his mind to want to take the bus back home. Right. He made an attempt to, but didn't go through with it all the way. Continúa.
Y después me regresé y entrando a México, ahí tuve que vivir 6 meses.
So
y ahí trabajé.
So he said he turned around, ended up in Mexico, lived there for 6 months, and he worked there.
Porque estaba difícil la pasada para venir para acá en ese tiempo.
Because he said it was difficult through the passes just to get over here. Continúa.
Y ahí me encontré un tío y él quiso apoyarme en venirme y él como tenía un dinero ahí, la misma migración de México se lo robó el dinero.
Right. So while he was there, he found his uncle that lived in Mexico and was trying to support him to get over here, but the immigration in Mexico stole all the funds that he had.
Y entonces él se quedó allá y yo continué para acá todo México, y me tocó caminar partes caminando, corriendo por el monte, por rodear la migración de México. Porque
momentito. So he says that what happened was that his uncle stood behind him and he decided to continue the journey forward to the States, and he would go through the mountainsides. He would walk and run, trying to make sure that immigration in Mexico don't catch him. Continúa.
Y ahí yo traía un pantalón puesto nuevo, una camisa nueva, unos zapatos nuevos.
So he had brand new pants, new shirt, new shoes. Continúa.
Y luego ahí me asaltaron, me robaron la camisa nueva y me dieron su camisa, los ladrones de ellos. Me robaron el pantalón nuevo y me dieron su pantalón de ellos. Y me robaron los zapatos nuevos y me dieron sus zapatos de ellos, bien viejos.
So what he said was that over there, some Mexicans over there came and stole his brand new shirt, his brand new shoes, his brand new pants, stole it, and then they gave him old clothing.
Y me
Continúa.
robaron el dinero y me pusieron una pistola.
So they put a gun to his head, and they stole his money.
Y
Continúa.
eran dos ladrones. Uno me puso una pistola y el otro me estaba apuntando.
So he said that there were two of them. One put the gun to him, and the other one was just getting things off of him. Continúa.
Y aquí estoy vivo por la misericordia de Dios, porque ahí es bien peligroso ese camino.
Right, he says he's now living in the States by the mercy of the Most High, because over there it's too dangerous for him.
Arriesga mucho la vida uno. Arriesgué mucho la vida en todo ese camino.
He said he risked his life throughout the whole trip over here.
Y cuando ya entré a Estados Unidos, por todo el desierto, me tocó caminar tres noches sin parar y dormir en el día.
So
por
what
todo
he
el
said was,
desierto.
so coming through the desert into the States, he suffered to walk 3 days where he would rest during the day and walk at nighttime without stopping. Sigue ahí.
Y todo México venía parte de bus y partes caminando.
So he said part of it through that trip was walking, and at times he would have to take the bus in Mexico.
At times he would what?
That he would have to ride the bus, and at times he would have to walk just to get over here into the States. And this is when he was, trying to get over.
And to demonize him and to call him a racist, a rapist, and all of that because of a few is evil as hell. To use him as a political pawn, you understand, when you starved in those countries down there. Those countries can't sell the things they want to sell because they being starved to death by the empire. You understand? This is the Death Star, this place right here. And if you don't adhere to the Death Star, they destroy your land and everything else, which is exactly what's been going on, man. And because of that, he gonna do great works in the work of the Most High. He gonna do great works in the work of the Most High, man. Anybody else before I let Kapash go?
No, sir.
Kapash, anything else you want to add before y'all go?
No.
If I could add one last thing right before I let you in, Kapash. I just want if Ashaparim could just tell him that we are very proud of his courage, man, and very proud of his journey to help his family. You understand? And we know that he must have had to keep his family heavy in his heart for him to be able to endure and persevere that whole time. And that kind of perseverance makes a hell of a brother in the work of the Most High. That kind of sacrifice and suffering makes a hell of a brother in the work of the Most High. Please.
Entonces, el general dijo que estamos orgullosos que usted hizo el esfuerzo para viajar de su país, a llegar acá y aguantar toda la clase de presión y advertencia en contra ti, y mientras tú sufriste eso, tú lo hiciste con el pensamiento en tu corazón de tu familia, porque tú quieres que tu familia esté en una mejor situación. Y esa clase de hombre que ayudaría no solamente a su familia, sino a la nación completa en el Espíritu del Señor. Yes, sir.
You got it, Ash. Kapash.
Yes,
and if I could, he's just gonna say one more part about how he had to spend time in jail too. They locked him up on the border.
They locked him up on the border.
Sí, dice la historia de prisión.
O cuando estuviste preso.
Ah, sí. Y ya después, con los años después, estuve preso y acá, y porque me querían deportar para Honduras, y estuve 1 año preso, y ahí es muy sufrido porque no hay buena comida, y ahí pues mucha sopa de marucha se come ahí.
Sir, so what he said was that he was among those brothers and sisters that were at the border, and when the news came out about the brothers and sisters at the border, he spent a year in there, and he said they were suffering all the time. You know, you seen him and the other brothers and sisters suffering all the time. They weren't taking care of them as they supposed, and they were just feeding them slop, basically. You know.
Damn, man, he spent a year on that border in jail.
Come on, come.
Y después es porque peleando caso, proceso para no ser deportado, para salir para acá, para Estados Unidos.
Right. So he said that he did whatever was necessary to fight his case, so that way they can keep him over here in the States. You know.
Y ahí en la cárcel esperaba que alguien me pusiera dinerito para comprar café, sopita de marucha, pero no tenía mucha familia aquí afuera.
Right. So he was saying that while he was locked up, he was hoping that somebody would put some money on the books, so that way he could at least buy some coffee and some soup. Or since there was really nobody to help him out like that, that was part of what he suffered.
Damn. Listen, we're gonna look into that. We're gonna look in. Let them know this. We're gonna look into that jail on that border, and we're gonna find random brothers and sisters and put some money on their books, so they ain't got to suffer the same thing. And if you could tell them one last thing, if I could, if you could let him know that the Lord sent him up here to meet with that man he's sitting right next to right now, and that cat right there is going to show him things he never believed that was about him and his people. And together they're going to do something amazing in this work of the Most High, because that's a bad cat he got sitting next to him. Please let him know that.
Yes, sir. So, el general dijo esta cosa, ¿verdad? Que vamos ayudar a aquellos que sufren como usted sufrió allá en la frontera encarcelado, y para ponerle dinero para las necesidades. Aparte de eso, él dijo que el Señor puso el Espíritu en ti para que tú puedas conocer al capitán que está sentado a tu mano derecha, y el capitán te va a enseñar muchas cosas sobre los hondureños y la gente de allá de su país y en esa zona, ¿ok? So, esto fue el propósito o que el Señor quería que esto sucediera. Entonces,
right. Captain Kapash, man, I salute you out for that great work that you're doing over there and in the Dominican Republic as well. That's some great work you getting in there. You got the floor, Kapash. You want to drop anything before we go?
No, that's it.
Y ahí en la cárcel conocí una persona que él me daba a la semana, me invitaba $15 de comisaria y me ayudaba.
Eventually there was somebody that would hook him up with $15 for his commissary and would help him out.
Buena persona.
He says good people.
Well, because he here now and this is being heard, other brothers and sisters, they're gonna get something to help them on their books. You know what I'm saying? Before I chime out too, a big shout out to Ashaparian, man, going down doing Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, been holding it down with us. That's an old school warrior role with me back in the day in New York City. Right there, that cat right there, man. We grinded in the gritty. You know what I mean? So big shout out to you also, man. The great work that you do. In the work of the Lord. Consistently and non-stop. You know what I mean?
If I may, sir, can I say one thing about
Please.
Our brothers and sisters that are in the Central America region? See, a lot of us don't know that once upon a time the United States went in there and destroyed the economics. We're talking back then. We're talking about the American Fruit Company that was Dulles, the CIA, his brother Dulles ran that company for years. They were the culprits to destabilizing the economics in Honduras, in Guatemala and many other places, including I don't know if y'all don't know or do know about the Banana Wars. That was the United States that did all these things. And here's the ill part: it's 2024, and these brothers and sisters still have not recuperated from the dangerous United States that destroyed our families down there in Central America, and they're gonna pay for that.
Brother, you give it up. That's what you saying is so right. And was that it, Osh?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Can I add one more thing? And anytime anybody else want to jump in, they could. Here's what black people should ask themselves. Black people, you should ask yourself this. Throughout the whole time you've been here in America, who has ever come to your help when you was running from slavery and trying to get out of slavery? What people ever came to your help? Go check your history. You'll find out there was only one people that ever came to your rescue. And that was the so-called Mexican people, the tribe of Issachar. Christ knows what he's talking about. They are the ones that fought back them Texas Rangers and held them off from dragging you back into slavery and slaughtering you down there in Texas and different areas like that. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about that because they don't want to reveal how they ran up on Issachar and got their ass kicked from trying to, while Issachar protected Jake and his family and his women and all that. You got all kind of Judite tribe, Judite neighborhoods in Mexico. They call them Black Mexicans. And they in Central and South America too. They in Cuba. They in all those countries because they was running persecution. They in some of these Caribbean islands. I found out about that too. They in these Caribbean islands because they was running from the slave master in America, and they only were helped by them Latino tribes and some of the Benjamite tribes as well. Okay, remember that. Ain't nobody else came. Them Africans didn't come help you. They sold you. They didn't come to help you. So they ain't got their head right on it. Anybody?
Nice.
The water so much for coming through. I'm taking the time, man, to chime in with us. And what's the brother's name?
His name is Henry, sir. Henry
Big shout out to you,
Martinez.
man. We got to get you a Hebrew name quick as possible.
Henry, Juliana te está saludando. Que tenemos que darte un nombre en hebreo lo más pronto posible, hermano.
Okay. Está bien. Sí, muy bien. Y ahí, cuando está encarcelado, ahí, muchos deportan hispanos y dejan familia aquí, hijos, y no les importa aquí que dejen familia, hijos, y van deportados muchos. Sí.
He's adding something else in there. He said that a lot of Latino families get deported, but they keep their children here. You know what I'm saying? And that causes them to suffer.
Wild as hell, man. You know what I mean? What is this obsession with the Latino tribes' children, man? Putting them in cages, lost 1,500 of them. Now we find out they keeping them and all that. And of course, there ain't no tracking going on. You know what I'm saying? Or none of that. Where's all the tracking and all this other stuff they got? There's got a change is coming, man. Yeah. Change is coming. The chains of slavery is about to be loosened in this kingdom. I'm telling you right now, the change of slavery is about to get loose up in there. Turkey just got on the airways today and basically said they cutting off all aid into Israel. The president of Barbados got up in front of the UN. I was shocked. Little Benjamite country. Got up in front of the UN and said, it condemned Israel, man, and said that they need to be shut down and all this. Others did the same. That war is getting ready to get real toasty up in that Middle East. And the chains of slavery going to get very, very loose. And the Lord's people are going to help themselves, man. All 12 tribes of them as we going forward into the future, man. So again, man, I salute you, Captain Kapash, man, for the great work you're doing, man. Can we salute him out?
Yes, sir.
Rock.
Salute you also, Ashaparium. Yahweh Henry, you hang in there, Salakia.
El general dijo que mantenga ahí, que te mantiene ahí, ¿ok?
All right. You die?
Colonel Wakan, sir. New report finds nearly 200% increase in anti-Semitic incidents in the United States since October 7th Hamas terror massacre.
The problem with that is, how could we even believe it? Because they always crying and somebody persecuting them. There's always an increase, and they always lying about it in many cases. That Southern Poverty Law Center is a bunch of stinking, dirty liars. They lying all the time, every day. And so how we even know the damn thing is real? Please,
sir, if I could, that's what this story sounds like. Once again, this is just propaganda, so that the richest, most powerful people can paint themselves a victim. And now we all have to feel sorry for our landlords and the people that own our bank and own the car note on our car and own our house and own our job. We all have to now feel sorry for them. And I would look at what they count as anti-Semitism. Because the definition of anti-Semitism, I think, is just saying simply you should stop bombing the Palestinians.
Right.
I think if you dare to say that out your mouth, you're a racist, right? If you dare to say, well, maybe you should bomb them a little less next week.
Yes.
I think they'll call you an anti-Semite and then put that in the stats.
Yes.
Add that to the anti-Semitic stats. I would like to see what actually constitutes an act of anti-Semitism.
Right.
Because you're right, it sure seemed like any disagreement
with
an Israeli is anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, at the end of during World War II, the so-called Jews did all kinds of false flag operations to get the United States into the war. They was blowing up ships and all that to get them in the damn war. So what's to say they ain't putting this out, you understand, to get more sympathy on them? You know what I mean? And that don't even look like the way somebody would desecrate a damn food truck. You know what I mean? They just write a little something on the side and put a little swastika and they kept it pushing. I don't know. Them young kids be using multiple colors and drawing pictures. And that don't look legit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Salagi, yo.
You die.
Cesspool. Oregon high school football fans throw cake in stands after chanting N-word and making monkey sounds at rival team.
Tell me we got footage. Damn. Read that one more time out.
Colonel Wakan, sir. Colonel Wakan. Cesspool. Oregon high school football fans throw cake in stands after chanting N-word and making monkey sounds at rival team.
And let me tell you something, Mark. As much as we helped this country, as much as we suffered for them, as much as we sacrificed and been crushed under for them, they still persecute us every day. You worried about the Palestinians' persecution or the white Jews' persecution. Black people in America are persecuted every day, and it never stops. Like we have an anti-black. That's another thing. How are they gonna have anti-Semitic when where's the anti-black quotes? Because if you start stacking those up, forget about it. What would those numbers look like if you recorded and stacked up every incident of racism against black people and called it anti-black? What would that look like? And here's why they'll never do it. You know why they'll never do it? Because if they start stacking up the stats on being anti-black, black people would come together. Like their anti-Semitism helps keep white so-called Jewish people together.
Yeah.
It lets them know we're hated. Let's come together. But when it happens to us, day in and day out, it's treated like an isolated incident. It's treated like it's one bad apple. So that we don't never come together and say, you know what? We being persecuted. We got to come together with one another, which is what really should be going on. So, Locke, I yield.
If I could give Commander Giuliani a hand, and if I could, sir, I'll tell you one form of racism which is so accepted, it'll win you an election. And that's to say you're against immigration.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like if you're against immigration, that's racist.
That's right.
It's racist to do anything to stop the people from South and Central America to come into America. Like if you say anything like, there's too many Mexicans here, there's too many Haitians here, these Haitians are ruining our country.
They're rapists.
They're rapists. If you do anything to stop immigration, that's racist. How do I know? Because if you say anything about stopping the so-called Jew from taking those lands over there in Israel, if you say they shouldn't inhabit, what's that land you always taught me about where they always want to take all the land from the Palestinians?
The Gaza.
Yeah, if you say they shouldn't populate, what's that strip they want to go to and build houses on?
Yeah, the occupied land.
The occupied land.
In Gaza.
If you say, no, there shouldn't be any Jewish people in this land, that's anti-Semitic.
That's right.
They consider that right now anti-Semitic to say, well, Jewish people, you should not occupy these lands. You should stop. Then if you say that Hispanics should not occupy Springfield, Illinois, or they should not occupy New York or Chicago, that is racist.
That's right.
You are supposed to support all immigration. You're supposed to support every Haitian that wants to come to America, every Honduran, every Mexican, every Guatemalan, or else you're racist. Right. Now, that's not true. Ask the Jewish people what they would say if you didn't want them to control the entire land of Palestine from the river to the sea. If you don't want them to have the entire place, then they would consider you a racist.
Right.
So, like you, sir.
And we ain't talking about a country that lets everybody in. The state of Israel is an apartheid state.
Please.
They want it only for one race of people. Yep. They straight up the new Nazi.
That's it.
They done become the new Nazi party. It's amazing how they just jumped into that role, and it's like you can't say a thing about it. It's madness in this place, man. It's absolutely madness.
And sir, if I could say one thing against the tribe of Judah, that's my tribe. So if you don't mind, I'll say something, because it is so evil of black people to have any problem with Hispanics coming into your town, your neighborhood, your block, your building. Don't you know that's how we got to the north?
That's right.
Black people don't come from New York or Chicago or St. Louis or Cleveland. We're not from there. We're from Mississippi and Alabama. And how did we get here? We walked from Mississippi and Alabama. And you know what white people said? They said, there's too many of y'all in our town. There's too many black people coming to New York. There's too many black people coming to Chicago, to St. Louis, to Detroit. You know what the problem was? Detroit was telling us to come. Yeah. Detroit was saying, come to Detroit, come to Chicago, come to Philadelphia, come to New York. And we ran out of Mississippi walking, trying to have a better life. Yeah. And when we got here, what did they call us? Murderers, rapists. We were going to bring crime. They invented, jaywalking and nonsense laws. Right. So they could put us in jail for not having a job. So now, because you're standing around, because you don't have a job, they put you in jail so you can turn big rocks into little rocks and build streets in jail. And for black people in Chicago and in New York to have any problem with Hispanics coming from another country, that is a vile thing that your grandmother would hate. You're doing something that your grandfather would be ashamed of you. Your grandmother would be absolutely ashamed of you when your grandmother was an immigrant from Mississippi, an immigrant from Alabama who went to Detroit and who walked there, who walked to Chicago. And they hated her, but she did not stop. She kept going. You're going to sit and talk about Harriet Tubman and act like Harriet Tubman was so great. Then meanwhile, when the Venezuelans come to your town, you complain about it. You're angry at Venezuelans. When you praise Harriet Tubman for walking from Virginia to have a better life, your grandmother would be ashamed of you. You better accept every Mexican, every Honduran, every Venezuelan. Do it for your grandmother. Do it because your grandmother was an immigrant. Your grandmother came from the South and they treated her like garbage. Treat people with the hospitality that you wish your grandmother would have received.
Right.
Salaki, sir.
Damn right. Give it up.
Right.
If I can, y'all better wake the hell up, man. You are not Americans here.
Please.
You are not Americans. And that's the problem. You done got comfortable and settled, and you believe you are Americans. So any immigrant is coming over here violating you. You thinking like white people. That's how the ghetto got destroyed, because we became gangsters like white people. We became unalivers like white people. We start doing the things that they do because you sticking your chest out thinking you're an American. Although they showing you they beating you down because you're not American. They beating you upside the head every day because you're not American. Tossing you in jail and unaliving you in the streets for no reason because you're not American, but you still fighting against it to be American. And part of that mindset that these are immigrants coming over here, taking your jobs and filling up your neighborhoods. You want prestigious neighborhoods and they bringing your property values down. You think you're an American, man, but you're fooling yourself. Micah 2:10 says, this is not your rest. This is not your rest. Depart from it, man, because it'll destroy you. And a lot of your minds is destroyed thinking you American.
That's right.
And if I could just add one little thing, you know what's so wild about this whole hating the immigrants thing is there's immigrants coming over here from all over the world, from China, from East India, from India, from the Arab world. There's immigrants coming from everywhere. But somehow when you say the word immigrant, it only relates to the Latino. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it only relates to the you don't even have to say Latino immigrants. No. Everybody know that's what it means. Listen, up to this day, more Ukrainians have come to Chicago than the Latino tribes from all of the South American countries. More Ukrainians. And meanwhile, nobody even thinks of a Ukrainian when they say immigrant. Right. It don't even pop in their mind when it's more of them in the city, but you in there fighting the other tribes. That's exactly what's going on. You was gonna say something, you died.
If I could, Commander General Johanna, sir, what you said was so heavy. I thought about the brother's story and how tragic it was, and it was something I told Officer Marah. I bet you none of them Ukrainians, none of them East Indians, none of them Chinese, they don't know what it's like to spend a day in one of themselves that our brothers spending every day when they come over to try to come over to this country. They have no idea what it's like to go and be like, I don't have no money for commissary to have the common things, because they get to walk right through the border while the Lord's chosen people have to sit and suffer. The water, sir, for the ISUP Canada under you, sir.
Damn right. And what you saying is so heavy. And sorry to jump on top of all y'all words, but y'all all saying stuff that's so heavy. What I wanted to say was, man, when he said, I was hoping somebody put something on my books so I could get a cup of coffee or a bowl of soup. Brother, look, like this is an evil place right here. And all 12 tribes are highly persecuted in this place. And America doesn't want you to say, it's supposed to be where you're supposed to have free speech and say what you want to say. But America doesn't want you to say the truth about this place. They don't want you to tell the real truth about what is going on because they like the lie. The lie is working for them. The lie is brainwashing us. The lie is keeping us in slavery. All the lies. When, brother, the truth needs to come forth so that the lies can go away so we can wake up and become the people who we're supposed to become. Because it's insane. He said a cup of coffee and a bowl of soup. You understand? In a bowl of soup. I'm going to have me a bowl of soup first thing tomorrow in honor of that brother. I'm going to have a bowl of, I'm getting some noodles or something. In honor of that brother, because that we take for granted. I don't even think about it when I get a cup. I bought a thing of coffee this big today. I don't even think about it when I get a cup of coffee. When the last time you ordered a cup of coffee and said, well, how much is it? You don't even think about how much it costs for that cup of coffee because it's so inexpensive. But to him, it was everything. if he could get a cup of coffee. You understand? Like, brother, the suffering we done did here between all these tribes, the charge is high. And that's why the Lord bringing this place to a nuclear war. It's getting ready to go right there. Salaki, I yield.
It's 11.
Okay. We do. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, let's do it.
They come off the field crying. What's going on? Coach, they're saying King Kong.
Football coach Marzel Frazier says players, staff, and fans have endured multiple incidents this season. The first, he says, was after the first game of the season at Forest Grove, when someone pulled up in a pickup and started making primate sounds. The next week, a JV player reported being called the N-word during a game at Rex Putnam. And when the varsity team played at Nelson High in Happy Valley, there was more.
We get to Nelson, and all hell breaks loose. We're playing in the game, multiple kids, 2 kids specifically come off the field crying. What's going on? Coach, they're saying King Kong. Coach, they called me the N-word.
According to Frazier, someone threw a cake at Douglas fans in the stands, and adults shouted vulgar comments towards players at halftime. He says the on-field incidents were brought to the attention of game officials and coaches, but no athletes were removed from the games. In a statement, Nelson High School principal Greg Harris said, quote, "The behaviors that have been reported are not only unacceptable, but also stand in stark contrast to the values we hold as a school and district." He went on to say, "We will now do the work necessary to repair the harm done." Meanwhile, OSAA Director Peter Weber says, quote, "We've been in contact with administrators from all involved schools and school districts since then as they work together to investigate what took place and hold those
footage in the gym, right? It'd be okay, but that's still good. That's still good right there to show you how they did them brothers. And listen, as being an athlete, anybody that's been an athlete in high school, I know that you understand this as well. You be in your hood with your team, and then you got to get shipped all the way to some white neighborhood because, of course, they always trying to see if they kids is as good as we are. So they ship you out to some white neighborhood way out away from you, and now you totally on their turf and their territory. And the Edomites acting like nothing is going on when them Edomites out there are racist as hell. Damn near every incident you in. You got whatever your sport is in one side of your mind, and fighting these bastards that you out among is always the other side of your mind. You know what I mean? Like trying to survive that thing. So I know what that is like, and I know anybody that played sports knows what that's like. And they went just because they were playing black people, threw the cake in the stands. Dang. Dang. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Up.
It's crazy. She said they were making primate sounds. And then
That's
the
a
coach,
nice way of saying monkey sound.
Khan, sir. And then the coach had to endure the child saying they calling me King Kong. Like that's
the coach said that.
The coach said the coach said the kids was coming back saying that they calling me King Kong. Like what
damn,
that's terrible.
We too nice. We too nice. I like them to call them some names back and whoop their ass on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I mean? At least win the game. I mean, that's something.
That's what you had to do. You couldn't really call them back because you on their territory outnumbered 10-1. They all in the bleachers. They the coaches. So you know if you break 10 on their ass here, you know you gonna be fighting all the way back to Brooklyn. You gonna be throwing haymakers all the way back. You gonna be backpedaling and throwing them over the gift. So you got to be cool. But when you get on that field, you taxes, got
That's it.
You
That's what you have to do. You have to win.
You got to get on that. You got to, because and it is a good lesson for black people in this respect. Because what it really is psychological warfare for you to lose the game. That's all. Like they doing that not just because they hate you, but because they want to hurt you. Is why they do it. You understand? And we get on the bus right before we leave, and fuck you, white people, you ain't shit. Bus driver knew, drop the clutch, and we out. You know what I mean? You gotta get them in the end because they trying to mess with your mind when you coming up in there. You know what I mean? God, it's a lot. Go ahead, you die. That it? We over the time. Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Heavy hitters in the building. General Muhammad, give it up. General Makala, give it up. General Hazayan, give it up. Officer Mara, Officer Yadiah, Officer Ibahaya, Officer Mathumya in the building, holding our team down, bringing us together, doing this thing. I want to tell everybody, support the ISUBK, pay your tithes. Go online, go to our website, isubk.com, and go to the donations button. Send us some cheddar. We need it. A lot of work going on. You heard Kapas talk about how he needs stuff sent out all into those tribes. We getting into the other tribes now, heavy, all over in Central South America, the Caribbean. We pushing all into them zones. So we need your support. Everybody do their part. Back our play. We here live every Monday night. This is how we do it on the Black Watch, man. Greatest show you ever been on the face of the planet Earth, man. I'll see y'all next time live on the UPK, fam.
I do my thing on it. She hit my line 100 times, I let it ring on it. These niggas must be out their mind, cause I'm the king on it. You know my thing, that's what I bring on it. Cause I'm the king on it. Okay. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. I'm too far gone, I probably left a nigga. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. I just want them dollars, nigga, you can keep the change. Unsatisfied until we on a private plane. I be with them soldiers ready to die over a name. Once that oil hit my head, I never been a I do my thing on it. She hit my line 100 times, I let it ring on it. These niggas must be out their mind, cause I'm the king on it. You know my thing, that's what I bring on it. Cause I'm the king on it. Okay. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. I'm too far gone, I probably left a nigga. Respect a nigga when I check a nigga. I just want them dollars, nigga, you can keep the change. Unsatisfied until we on a private plane. I be with them soldiers ready to die over a name. Once that oil hit my head, I never been a